So this is a video basically in defense of Makima and somewhat Denji, in my opinion of them as characters from Chainsaw Man, of course. I was really excited to get into this series because throughout the pandemic, people has been really praising the manga, and when the anime finally came out, I was like, this is 100% I'm gonna watch it, and 100% I'm gonna like it because of all the praise it's been getting. And then I just never went to read or watch it at all. I just stopped watching anime for a bit because of university. But I finally got around, like 2 years later, to read Chainsaw Man. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, I love the first arc. I will say, like, the build up for the arc I felt was kind of like a drag. Um, in the beginning of Chainsaw Man, especially, I didn't really understand the point of it. I didn't understand where the story was going, but there's a lot of build up that needs to happen with characters. And anyway, as I was finishing up the arc and being sad about it actually being finished, um, I wanted to make something for it. So I did like a few little doodles for Chainsaw Man, and here I am doing something with Makima. So basically, this is inspired from those stupid little photos or illustrations of either Makima the plushie, the like cute plush, replacing Makima in the manga panels, or just Makima in the wild of different images, weirdly creepy but cute at the same time. Anyway, I was looking at the manga from Manga Katana online, so digitally, but I had all the physical books of the public safety arc, so I was able to read it all physically, but I had the online version open. And then because of that, unfortunately, I was exposed to the comments of other people's opinions on the characters, which I felt was wrong. Okay, it's their opinion. People are entitled to their opinion, and opinions are subjective. And you can like a character and you can dislike a character. But I felt the justifications for not liking a character was crazy to me. Yeah. So, like, first of all, let's start with Makima. Okay, this is gonna contain spoilers, of course. Okay, when Makima started to be way more sus and controlling. You can tell she's very, very manipulative. You can tell from the start, like, there was little hints that she was a manipulative person. But then when she really started showing, and like when other characters like Kishibe was like, we gotta kill this this woman, like things started ramping up and things started getting exciting. Um and when like her plan unfolded to manipulate Denji in a way that broke him for the purpose of Chainsaw Man being completely under her thumb, I thought that was amazing, and I thought she did that very well. Good planning, good job, Makima. Gaslight girl boss. In doing that, her plan was to kill two characters that was very beloved by the fandom. That was basically Denji's found family. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, that's what she had to do. She set this up so she could kill them for Chainsaw Man. Um, but like I see the comments, it's like, I hate Makima, this bitch, because she killed my wife with power. And I'm like, well, I mean, like, I guess if you like power so much so that you hate the person who killed her, I guess. But I feel like it's so much cooler that Makima set this whole thing up to like have Denji like power and then kill her. Like I feel like that I would much rather have a story of this set up, and it feels like satisfying. It feels not, well, not satisfying. It feels big and really, really like the stakes are high. I'd rather have that and have the plot point of that than Makima not doing that for the sake of power being alive. You know, I like where the plot progressed and I like what happened to Power because of it. Not that I wanted Power dead necessarily. I more so like the tension and the grandiose of what was happening in the manga at that point. Yeah, and then it gets bigger and harder with Makima's plan, you know? And like with the fact that Power came back momentarily, that hits hard because Power died. That hits hard, and I like that. Yeah, and like the final farewell with Power saying that it's as a promise to Denji, saying to find her. That hits hard, and I wouldn't take that away from the plot. But yeah, but I think like the phenomenon of waifus is that like they are beyond the plot of the stories in the context of people who um like use terms like waifu. I think it is more than, well, they don't see the character like I do. Like they don't see it as all encompassing with the plot. It's more like their favorite character and they wanted to be alive. Valid way to consume the story. I understand. But anyway, I like Makima because of, not because of what she did, what she represents in the story, how she is written in the story, and like how much power she has, how much control she has. And I think her as the control devil is done wonderfully. Very, very strong presence with her, but not she's not very aggressive at the start. Um she only starts getting aggressive towards the end, really like getting close to what she wants. She's really just sprinkles manipulation throughout the series. I also want to talk about the comments about Denji calling him the ultimate simp throughout the chapters where manipulation really sets in and Power dies because of it. I don't think it's justified to call Denji an ultimate simp and put the blame on him for what is happening, or to put the blame on him because he's letting Makima have her way, which isn't that's not what's happening here. He's not an ultimate simp because he's letting Makima do this to because he wants to date her or have sex with her or whatever. He is being manipulated as a vulnerable 16-year-old by a full-grown woman. Not even a full-grown devil with ulterior motives that are much, much bigger than he can comprehend. I think it's almost akin to grooming, like Makima manipulating Denji in a way to break him so that he wants to be Makima's dog. So he wants to not think and he wants to give all of his power to Makima. And you have to understand that like Makima manipulated him to be that way, to want to be her dog. It was not Denji was so thirsty, so horny that he wanted to do anything to get a piece of Makima, you know? Therefore, calling Denji an ultimate simp puts the blame on him in this situation where Makima gets control and Makima kills off characters. It blames it on Denji, which, say it with me, that's a victim blaming. Denji didn't do anything wrong. Denji was manipulated. I'm not going to deny that Denji is a horny 16-year-old and wants to touch boobs and have sex. That is one of his character traits where he follows his innate desires. Like when he's hungry, he eats. When he's tired, he sleeps. And if he has a roof over his head and he's fed, he's going to follow his other biological desires, which is having sex, reproducing. So it makes sense for him as a character to want girls. He's not perverted in a way that is like the stereotypical anime pervert archetype. He's just a 16-year-old boy following his biological desires after the primary ones, which are eating and sleeping and making sure he's physically well, right? And he's never had a relationship with girls, so he doesn't know what it's supposed to be like. Which might be a simp attribute, yes, but I think it's more of a he's 16 and young attribute. Like, you can call him a bit of a simp because he's horny for girls, but in this specific context of his relationship to Makima, I don't think Denji being an ultimate simp actually describes the sort of relationship they're in. You know, like I said before, it is not an ultimate simp for a girl situation. It is a teenage boy who doesn't understand that he's being manipulated right now. It is Denji who thought he could trust someone who gave him food and shelter and safety, and that trust is being abused, and he doesn't understand that yet, and when he's under stress, he wants to continue to go back to the person who gave him food and safety. That's all he wants, and that's why he wants to be Makima's dog. Yeah, it is not an ultimate simp. It is a survival instinct, and he wants to go back to safety. Even though he's falling into a trap. But what can he do? He's a little boy. He doesn't know anything. So I disagree with the ultimate simp thing. Yeah, that's all.